My name is Cynthia, and I'm a compulsive overeater. I got abstinent, I guess, I'm in another 3 weeks. I will have 36 years of abstinence. I come from Cambridge, Massachusetts. I live in the city next to Cambridge called Somerville. And one of the traditions of the Cambridge meeting is not to celebrate anniversaries till the anniversary comes. But I'm also told by people that I ought to tell you how long I've been around. I got abstinent when I was 48 and desperate. I wanted to die. I had given up. I had had lots of successes in my life. And as Jane L. used to say, I was never there for any of them. I didn't celebrate. I hated me. I thought anybody that liked me had something wrong with them. And I just was tired of living and of fighting the food. I found out that I was born a compulsive overeater. And what a relief when I came into program to find that out, that it wasn't my mother, my father, my brother. I used to blame toothpicks. It didn't matter, something. And it wasn't that, it's that I have a disease. And the disease is that I'm a compulsive overeater. Now, I was asked to say something about the start of the GreySheeters Anonymous. I was about 10 years abstinent when I was asked to serve on the board of trustees. Grania was on there then. In fact, Grania and I were connected in another way. I was a terrible trustee because I am not good at meetings. So the meetings were chaotic. Nobody knew which end was up and things needed to settle down. I was around in Cambridge when people tried to come and disrupt our meetings. Other people in various programs would come and march in and try to take over our meetings. And in the early days, that's what happened with the phone meetings. There were phone meetings when GreySheeters Anonymous started, and they had lots of problems. Anyway, I wanted to say the best thing that's happened, and maybe the worst thing, is COVID, because these Zoom meetings have been incredible. Actually seeing people from Mexico, from Iceland, from Paris, from wherever, from California, has been so reassuring. And because, we might have sponsees all over the place, but to see them and to hear them in their facial things is just wonderful. And I hope that we continue with Zoom meetings or whatever comes after Zoom. I'm sure there'll be a better Zoom. I can be so critical. And the great thing for me is when I got abstinent, all that critical stuff disappeared. I listened to learn, and I learned to listen. And I didn't eat no matter what, and I had a lot of no matter whats. I came into the program after having dieted for over a year. I was thin. And I was desperate. And so it isn't, and I have to say one thing. There are a few of us, very few, but who have gained weight in program, and I'm one of them. Partly because I wouldn't exercise. And now at 84, I still haven't exercised, and I have all these stupid things aggravating me because I don't exercise. So, but I eat just like I did on day one. And you know, I'm just grateful. I am so grateful for this program, for the way it works. One of the things that I just found is something that I wrote with Sally D, who Grania mentioned. She and her husband really started GreySheet meetings as separate entities. Jane L., who recently passed away, and Marcia D., who was a mainstay in the Cambridge meetings, and Sandra A., who probably has more abstinence than any of us other people. The five of us worked on a sponsorship pamphlet. It stayed as a draft, but I found it in my bookcase the other day, and it's wonderful. It captures Sally and Marcia. Marcia was always talking about her apostat, which didn't work. And Sally was always reminding us that if two people were at a bus stop and waiting for the bus, the one who was abstinent was doing a lot of work. And Jane L. just always reminded us not to eat no matter what. And it was, I feel, very, very fortunate to schmooze with these people. It helped my program. Anyway, this thing on sponsorship is really, it's quite remarkable. It looks like a pamphlet, a brochure, a flyer, whatever. And there it was sitting in my bookcase. It's been there for 20 odd years. But anyway, I don't have much to say except I am grateful. And no matter what's come and go, and I have had a lot of them, I have them now. Because of my lack of exercise and getting old, I have problems with my legs. I'm hobbling around like I imagine old people hobble. And in my head, I'm not an old person. So it's a contradiction. I'm busy with things in my life. I have to be careful that I don't buy much food at once, because I have to carry it up a couple of flights of stairs. So I'm trying to make several trips a week to the supermarket. And because of COVID, I don't socialize. I only go to supermarkets and once in a while to TJ Maxx. You all know what that is. Those are my haunts. And I have 3 supermarkets that I go to on a regular basis. you have to be around the Boston area, I think, to know. I lived in Cambridge for many years, and I was just lucky that I could walk to GreySheet meetings from where I lived. So when it snowed, it used to snow a lot in Boston. And when it snowed, I could walk to the church that Grania showed you a picture of. That meeting is now online on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. They tried to start a person-to-person meeting, but the people who started it wouldn't wear masks. And I wouldn't go to a meeting without masks. So I'm not the only one, but it didn't survive. So we have only 10 o'clock. And I just have to say one thing. About a year ago, I didn't want to get into politics. I hate politics. I'm going to just finish this. About a year ago, the board of trustees took the Saturday morning meeting off the meeting lists. And why? Because politics. So anyway, you can't find it easily, but you could ask your friends if you'd like to come to a Saturday morning GreySheet meeting. It runs just the way it did. We don't have timers and so on. It's a lovely meeting. So anyway, I'm grateful. Thanks for asking me. Don't eat no matter what.